I don't want to say too much. She works for the city. I don't want to give any names out. Nothing to get her in trouble. She's a great person. And, anyway, so we were telling each other ghost stories, you know. And she told me about there was this old schoolhouse that was just down the road. Now, this building, I had no idea that there were ghosts in it, because this building, they call it a community building. And they have all sorts of meetings and things for kids, and businessmen go there all the time. So, now, this building is big and white, and it's in the middle of a neighborhood. In fact, it was built back in 1888, and it used to be a school building. Many years ago, I guess they added to the building. The building is 2 stories high. It has a bell tower, and there's a theater in it. You would never know. Now, she told me that the maintenance people that work for the city don't like going to this building because all sorts of things happen all the time. Like the maintenance men will take the chairs and put them up on the tables when they're cleaning up, and then they walk out of the room and the chairs are back down on the floor again. Sometimes they hear dancing on the stage, and they'll look around to see if there's someone there, and there's no one there. And some people just get the feeling that they're just not wanted there. So they don't like to go there. And when they do go, they spend as little time as possible there. They hear the piano playing. Most of them ignore it and continue to work. But there's one place that none of the maintenance people like to go into, and that's down in the basement. Just when they go down in the basement, they feel as if they're the presence of someone or something that doesn't want them to go down there. I said, I've never heard of such a thing. I mean, if this place is haunted, how come everybody doesn't know about it? She said, that's the thing. All the maintenance workers that work for the city have been told to keep their mouths shut about it. You see, if everyone knew that it was haunted, well, no one would want to rent it out. And they couldn't have it at the community building, and they would have to tear it down. But the building had been there for such a long time that they didn't want to see this happen to the building. So they kept it quiet. I said, so it's haunted, huh? Well, sounds just right for me. So the next day, of course, in the daytime, I decided that I would go down and take a look at this place. Check it out. Get a feel for the old school. Well, when I drove by this old school, I saw that it had 6 doors that led into the building. So I went home and I talked to my friend Tom. I had told Tom about this old schoolhouse. And he said he would check it out. But then a few weeks, Tom and I were talking on the phone again. He'd said he had gone down to the old school. We had it all set. We planned it out. And when he came by and picked me up, we headed out. And we went for the old school. It was quiet that night. A little cold. Not many neighbors were out, and it was pretty quiet. We drove up to the old schoolhouse. And as we did, it was 11:48. We pulled around the side to the left of the building. We parked by some double doors that looked like they entered the side that was the stage. There was only one light on, but it wasn't a very bright light. It hung above the double doors. We shut off the engine as we drove up, looking around. We could see the old building that was built directly behind us. We had heard that it had been an old police station. We had decided that we were ready now, and we got out of the car. We started walking around. We could see that there were some kids in the park, on a park bench just behind the old school. But they were listening to the records. We came over to the steps that led down to the basement. We looked around and carefully started proceeding down the steps. As we got to them, I pointed to Tom. Tom, look. There's no padlock. And Tom said, hear that? And I listened, and I could barely hear the sound of a piano playing. It sounded as if someone was playing some type of music. As we opened the doors, surprisingly, they were pretty quiet, but very heavy. And as we started going down, Tom headed first. And he closed his side. I went down, and I closed the other side. As we were going down, it was very dark, but we had our flashlights, and our flashlight had a special safety light on it. It gave out a red glow so that we could see, but we couldn't see in great detail, but we could still see as we were descending down the steps. As we reached the bottom of the floor, we both put our flashlights on high beam. It was a large room. If we looked over to the left, we could see that there was a wall that led to what looked like a door. As we looked off to the right, we saw shelves. There must have been, I don't know, 4 or more shelves that were there. And we looked around, we saw there were wooden boxes. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was just a dress. It's just a dress hanging off a wire. Oh my God. Oh, was that a heart attack? Oh my God. It's just a dress hanging off a wire.